Awesome. Are we all good to go?
Now we are.
Awesome. Thank you. We're going to start off with a question from Howard McDowell. Go ahead, Howard.
Hey, Sue, congratulations on getting back to the finals again.
Thank
Uh, to see Stewie come out and have a game like she did, it's not like there's any mystery with it. She's able to do it, but it wasn't the performances she was putting up in games 1 and 2. She's obviously fighting through, different physical things. How significant is it for this team to know they have that Brianna Stewart going into the finals?
Yeah, I mean, Stewie's the best player on our team, in my opinion, the best player in the league. And when she plays the way she did today, which was composed, taking the shots that she wanted, not forced into anything, obviously knocking them down helps. When we have that Stewie on the floor, I think it allows all of us to relax. And truth is, I feel like a storyline that hasn't been told, or maybe it has, I haven't really been paying attention. Is that Stewie missed the last two regular season games. And then we had a week. And then we had a little bit of a delay with that first game being postponed. So it was a long time to not play basketball for Stewie, for myself, for really all of us. And all that does is kind of get you out of your rhythm a little bit. You got to get your cardio back. So it wasn't that Stewie was playing bad. She just had to kind of get through the mud to get to the other side. And I think all of us have done that. That's what today's game felt like. It felt like we got to the other side against a really tough opponent. But for Stewie especially, she gives all of us confidence.
And just to follow up on that, as it related to you, it seemed like there was a little bit of a quicker first step. You seem to be in a little bit of a different place physically. Is that the case? And what felt different to you today?
It's basketball is a funny game, right? Sometimes it's physical, sometimes it's mental, sometimes it's both. Sometimes one impacts the other. I think for me, it's been an interesting year being in and out of the lineup, not really getting into any kind of rhythm, any kind of flow for myself. So, the times where it's been hard, I've just tried to kind of, understand that you got to get through it to get to the other side to start to feel good again. So today, I think mentally, I just kind of let go a little bit, try to be a little kinder to myself and just go out there and see what happens. It's not always easy as an athlete. I think what I just said makes it sound easy, but anyone who's kind of been through it, understands. You just got to keep playing, see what happens.
Thanks, Sue. Next one from Michelle. Go ahead, Michelle.
Yeah, Sue, congrats on another finals. I think you've always said this. As you get older and older, they become more special because of the time. And this one, like you just said, the frustration of this year of just you want to play and you can't. I know there's still a step to go of winning it, but what does it mean to you at this point to have that other chance, almost at 40 to do that?
Yeah, I mean, they do start to feel, I think you start to hold on to them a little more. When you're younger, you you kind of think it's always going to happen. You're always going to get to the finals. Oh, we made it this year, we'll make it next year and the year after. And you start to realize just how hard it is. And when you're in the moment, you really start to grab at it, because you know that it can slip away. And to be honest, right now, what I'm thinking, obviously super excited to be in the finals, even more excited that we were able to get it done in 3 games against a really tough opponent. I mean, to say Minnesota got swept isn't really fair, because these were 3 very difficult games. But I am excited that we did that, because it gives our team, but especially me, a chance to have some more practice, to add, to have some more days where I get to work on myself, just my mentality and how I feel, my rhythm. Because like I said, being in and out of the lineup this whole year, in a shortened year as it was, 22 games is not 34. It's been tough. And so I'm also like a feel player. And I feel like when you're that kind of player, you need to get into a rhythm with your teammates as well. It's not just my game. It's my teammates, not missing moments, being on the same page. So now we have a couple days to get some rest and to continue to practice and kind of get that feel back. Because I actually think that was what was lacking the most in game 1 and then a little bit in game 2. But like I said, we did get better in game 3.
I have to ask you real quick. Angel McCautry said she got some mojo from you because she grabbed your hand and said, I got some Sue Bird mojo and I scored 29 points. I mean, you must have had mojo for a lot of points today between hers and yours.
Listen, it was halftime of their game. I happened to be walking into our locker room after warming up a little bit. And, I heard Sue Bird and I was like, Who's calling my name? So I turn around, it's Angel. She comes running over and she starts rubbing my hand. She's like, I need some of that Sue Bird, mojo, that Sue Bird magic. And I was like, all right, here you go. And then in my head, I was like, well, don't take it all. And then we were in the locker room watching her third quarter, and Epiphany Prince actually saw the whole exchange. And so we were cracking up about it. I was like, hey, she's balling out. I'm like, she better give some back before our game starts. That's all I'm worried about.
Thanks, Sue. Next, we've got a question from Pepper Pursley. Go ahead, Pepper.
Hi, Sue. Congrats on making it to the finals.
Thank you, Pepper.
No problem. You swept the series. So how does that boost your confidence going into the finals?
I think with this team, now that we have our full team together, every day, whether it's practice, shoot around, a game, is just another step for us to regain our confidence that we've had in the past. So we're still, I think, on that journey to getting where we can be. And we know whoever we face in the finals, it's not going to be easy. That's why you're in the finals. It's always going to be a grind. So if we can just work on some stuff this week, get some rest, hopefully we can just put ourselves in a good position.
Thank you so much, and good luck in the finals.
No problem. Thank you.
Thanks, Sue. Take the next one here from Percy Allen. Go ahead, Percy.
Hey, Sue. It was Cheryl Reeves in her post-game sort of press conference who said that was a vintage Sue Bird performance. And just in the sense of how it wasn't necessarily your shooting, but your aggressiveness. That like she said that she figured that they would be able to not get the same performance from Jewel Lloyd, but just didn't know what performance you were going to give them and Stewie was going to give them. And then you guys came out and did that.
Yeah, I mean, I think for any player, for me especially, you have to be aggressive. It's kind of, you want to go out swinging type of a vibe, and I think as a basketball player, when you're not aggressive, it allows teams to take advantage of some things. You don't get to capitalize on certain areas of the game. So that was definitely my mindset, not to go out and shoot as many as I did. I feel like I took a bunch of threes in the first half. Wasn't by design. It was just taking what they were giving. And then from there, playing off of it. I think when you're in that mindset, especially as a point guard, it can really have a positive impact on your play, but on your team's play as well. And to be honest, obviously we all did enough to win the game. I don't think I had an amazing game, to be honest. But what I do know is that I was able to control it a little better than I did in the first two games. So that felt good for me. And our defense, our defense was on point tonight.
And then to like that right there, just how big, was it? Because it was Cheryl who also touched on the fact that with the Storm, you guys are known for trapping. That's your identity. And yet tonight, it was the big switch that they weren't prepared for, that switching, and that had you scrambling all over the court. How big was that? What type of conversations kind of went into that for like you guys to really give up your identity in a sense and to do something that's totally new?
Yeah, I think the truth is our defensive identity can change from game to game. And we've tried to work on that as we've gone through. Early on, 100% we were a trapping team. We were trapping everybody everywhere. But as you go, what trapping does is at times you can put yourself out of position and force a lot of rotations. And against a team like Minnesota that has as many three-point shooters as they have and had players who are hitting. Nafisa Collier is the type of player where you don't want to leave her open from three, but you have to pick your poison a little bit. But she was hitting. Dantas was Dantas. And so when you have players, like I said, hitting from the outside, trapping can get you in trouble. So we tried a couple different things in the first game, a couple different things in the second game, and then we finally fell on switching for game 3. And it really was with the mindset of not giving up as many three-pointers as we had. Otherwise, you got to play the game straight up and see what happens. But that's the one. Listen, we're a three-point shooting team. We know if we hit a lot of threes, we're always going to be in games. And that was the one way we felt like we could maybe take away something from what they were doing, take away those threes.
Awesome, Sue. Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks, Sue. We'll probably try to wrap this up soon. You've been talking for a while, it feels like. We're going to take one here from Doug Feinberg and probably one more after that.
Hey, Sue, you mentioned the having some time off now is a good thing for you guys, barring some inclusive testing results that we saw 2 weeks ago. or a week ago. I mean, this having 4 days will help you guys still stay fresh and ready because you'll be able to practice. Is that a fair way to say it?
Yes. Listen, I think it was like 2 weeks for me and Stewie. And, you know, we were both, it wasn't just taking games off. We were dealing with some things that kept us out of practice. So I think, and then it was 9 days, right? Or something like that for the rest of the team. And I think the difference now is it's shorter. And we have everybody, you know, ready to go for practice, I think. But assuming that's true, that's where, you know, when you have, you know, all 12, you have a chance to work on things, stay in like game rhythm and also stay in game shape a little bit. So I think that'll be really advantageous for us going into the finals.
And my follow-up is, I asked Stewie this. You guys didn't get a chance to really defend your title last year because you were out and Stewie was out. And I know it's not the exact same, but does part of you feel, hey, you know what? That team we had and team you have now really could have been back-to-back champs in a sense, or defending champs because you didn't get a chance to do it? Or is that just too much of a simple thing?
Yeah, I mean, so much time has passed. There are elements of it because we do have our full team essentially, give or take a few back from 2018. We reference it at times because in terms of, oh, we ran this in 2018, or oh, we guarded it this way in 2018, but just because we have the same people. But, you know, I feel like you can get caught up sometimes in thinking about the past. And the one good thing is we really haven't done that. This is this team's year, this team's journey. And it won't matter if we don't finish the job anyway. So it's like, I see where you're going with it. I mean, are we going to get into the whole conversation about, is it actually defending it since nobody can take it? Have you heard that?
Good point. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
My boy Stan Barrett, I think, is the one that said that.
Thanks, Sue.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sue. I think we've kept you long enough. So thank you so much. You're ready. Good to go.
Thank you.